What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? How everybody doing? Shout out to everybody in the chat with their thumb check. See what I'm talking about? All right. I want to appreciate everybody coming out and staying down with Trey Game and stuff. Cause boy, we still got T on this channel. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, we still got T on this channel. Now check this out. The parking lot. I can't believe that the whole time I was watching the parking lot and I couldn't even understand it, but I understand it now how her body will be able to get out that pool area. I don't really think them folk carry Kenneka, right? But check this out. Let me do a disclaimer. Disclaimer for use, education purpose use only. All rights, images, music clips, and other material belong to their respective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Look, y'all. Check this out. Let's spill tea. Who that is in the lobby? Y'all know who that is in the lobby, right? Look who gonna be right behind them. Check this out. And keep this in mind, this is 155. Look at this. You see this, y'all? Look at this. You go to this camera, watch this. He finna give him, that's Lawrence Johnson. He finna go get him a pocket ticket. Look. Look who this is. Lenny Panoska, the beverage manager. Right behind Gang now. Whole time, Lenny is with Gang now. See how he wear his hat? Same like how he wear his hat on this. Man, the man got the same clothes on. With a different hat. The man got the same fucking clothes on. Check this out. Look at his watch. See his watch? Look at this watch. Pow! Lenny all day long, bro. That's all. This is what I want to talk about this. Cause right now, I want everybody focused on here goes Lenny. Look, there he go. Same clothes on. Different shoes. Look at his arms. His arms is a dead giveaway. You see those little bit ass arms, little thin up? Look. And check this out. Look who with him. Her. Lenny is walking with her and they together on the footage. So guess what? We got a major problem now. Cause this is 156. This is 150. Look at this shit, bro. They leaving with these people, bro. So when Fresh K sent that letter What he said about Lennon, they radioed Lennon and said Kenneka was, well, her friends was looking for her in the hallway. So they tried to radio Lennon, but Lennon didn't respond. Now you see why Lennon won't be responding. There he go, right there. Same fucking clothes on. We gang them. That can explain the parking ticket. That can explain her role in this. Her role. This lady right here, bro. There she go. The man literally got the same clothes on and he dipping out with this lady. So, no wonder why he had control over the footage. Because of this shit. Man, I cannot believe this. Then look what he finna do. He finna hand him a pocket. Why did? Oh, I thought he was finna hand him a pocket ticket. But he handed him something, just like everybody else did. Then you got the other security coming in. So let me ask y'all this. All right. This in 154. All right. Trey Gang show y'all Lennon is walking. Hold up. I'm glad that you brought up the room keys. Keep this in mind. Watch this. This is a perfect timing for everybody to know what's going on in the footage. I'm finna ask everybody questions, right? All right. What time Kenneka came up missing? All right, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Now let me ask y'all this, right? What time Kenneka would come up missing, gang? I don't know, don't nobody know? That's interesting. What time she will make it to the freezer? No response? Don't know nobody, don't know, what time they would place her in the freezer? That's interesting. So, let me do it like this then. And this gonna be real quick. This gonna be real quick. First of all, should I show this one first? Yeah, I need to show this one first. Interesting. Hold up. I'm so glad I put this footage the way I put it together. I could play this whole video right there. Everybody know what time Kenneka came up missing, right? You should know. You should know. Cause it did. He needs sheets and blanket around 2:33. Right? You ain't got to knock the time off this one. This actually the truth at 2:30 something. Hold up. Now you finna see why the camera's finna be cutting off. Okay? This will be at 2 something in the morning. This the correct time stamp. See how I skip an hour? Boom. Watch this. If this at 2:30, now I understand this the last time you finna see him go that way. He went that way. Alright? Check this out. Look what they will be needing around 2 something in the morning. So watch this. If you match that 2 something up, match this up. See that timestamp? Don't they go back to 2:33, 2:39? See that? Look at this. 2:30, France on the move, sheets and blankets, and you got Monique and them in the hallway. So if you match this 2 something up, you gotta match this up at 2 something. Hold on. Hold up. Now we know he need keys on this, right? You just saw where the employee went to. You saw what Frank's K was doing with sheets and blankets, right? Sheets and blankets. He need freezer keys. At this point, right there, you see it? You see how he finna cuff them jobs? Boom! See that? Bam! He cuff it, and I'm gonna stop it right there at 2 something. Hold up. Watch this. Oh, these same 2 girls that were riding the car in the parking lot. I bet you Kenneka body was in their car. Don't this go back to 225? So won't all of this would make sense? Whoa! We gotta go back and hear where the kitchen is. Shit, if I play this video with this video with 2 something, with the freezer keys being handed out, with keys, Monifa, Shemaya, all that 2 something, bro. $2.30, bam! First K getting the sheets and the blanket. That's how you finna cover up the body. Cause when he got on the elevator, I believe he getting off on the main floor and going to the pool area. You watch this footage. If this is 155, look, watch this. Bam, they come in. Wham! Cause if you go back to this and watch that parking lot footage, Kenneka had to be in these 2 fat bitches' cars because they pulled around the trash dock for 2 minutes and pulled back to their original parking spot and pulled, bruh. If nobody don't get this shit now, man, fuck this shit, bruh. Look, 157. Lenny is with gang now. Guess where y'all think they finna go now? So that's why he will be watching the footage. That's why somebody will be on the walkie-talkie. Right? Okay. So they leave out the parking lot, go to the trash dog. Now they finna walk out here just to follow them. That's why they all walked in together, bro. Because of what that goddamn parking lot footage showed. So you mean to tell me, right, when you play this at Tucson and play this at Tucson, skip it a little bit. Now what you think he doing that? He on the phone. In the beginning, everybody was like, oh, he look like he watching some footage. So what you think he watching? All of this in a row. $234, $205. Monifa, Shemaya come out there, John. Now they finna walk around a bit and watch these people here. Cause when I watch that video, I'm like, okay, boom, this will be at 2:30. Bam, that's why Miss Teresa will be calling the hotel telling me, check the old camera. And on the 911 call, Miss Teresa said she got the call at 3 in the morning on the 911 call, right? So that makes sense 30 minutes after this shit. Yup. Yup. Boom. That's why he will be pacing. So what y'all think Lenny, that other manager, going with gang them and gang them here? Keep this in mind. Don't you supposed to see a car leave if they leave? Mm-hmm. All right. What that John there? What that John there? Hold up. I got to find it, y'all. Hold on. That's what they looking for. That's why they were peeping behind the front desk, because dude was trying to give him the freezer key and he supposed to lay it right here. See that? Boom. So what a coincidence. He got the keys, so look who Bree will be on the phone with. Got to be Miss Teresa. It gotta be. All right. And everybody said he was nervous, right? And watch. So look, it don't take no rocket science to what the little footage that we got at Tucson, and we putting this shit together. So y'all mean to tell me y'all still don't know why he pacing back and forth? You still don't know. You still confused about it. You still confused about what will be going on with Kenneka and her best friend, and then he will be pacing around that motherfucker, and he know everybody around that hotel walking, and he on the footage. Yep. Then we'll be hitting the panic button at 2 o'clock. Why? Man, we watched this video so many times. Why would he will be hitting that panic button at 2 something in the morning? At 2 something in the morning? Matter of fact, you know what it was told to me years ago? Don't you know what he told? You want to know what was told me years ago? They were like, somebody said, man, yeah, Trey Gang, you own it. But that ain't no panic button, though. And I'm like, well, what? I'm like, what you mean that ain't no panic button? They were like, That's a button that you can press and buzz somebody in. I said, what? Like, yeah, he like, don't you know how, like, if you are like an apartment or something and somebody hit you up, you know what I'm saying? You could buzz the door and the door will open up. I said, man, that'll make sense. That would really make sense. But I don't know though, you know what I'm saying? Cause then I started thinking about it. I was like, damn, if he hit that panic button, that's finna go back to law enforcement too. Cause that's the button that law enforcement finna respond to, right? Yeah, he can open up a side door and all of this stuff. But we don't know that until everybody get together and figure this shit out. Study with me. Read with me. Watch with me. Listen with me, man. Look at this. Boom. Okay. 2. All right. So let me think. I need to pull Friends K letter up right. This is what I need to do. Pull up Friends K letter right quick so we all can read that, John. Here we go, right here. I'm gonna go to the middle of this shit. He hitting the John. So, Friends Cave, watch how you finna catch Friends Cave up. An hour or 2 later, they go back to 1 and 2:30, bruh. He tried to make it look like, yeah, 12 o'clock, she was in the room, knocked out on the bed. But we see what's going on in the lobby. Watch it, man. I'm finna show y'all on that phone what I seen. So he said, in the hallway, Risco got video text that on the phone. They can see camera from their phone. And he responsible for turning the cameras off. That's why Risco gonna be turning those cameras off for Lennon and that other employee. All right, I'm gonna skip all of this. Check this out. He said when they had a short conversation, guys in the hood grab Kenneka, pull her in the elevator. We know that's a lie. He said he not was sure what elevator because they were empty when he headed on the 9th floor. Don't they go back to what time we see him? What time did we see Friends K? 1:30 on the footage, missing and showing back up at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock. So when you saw Friends K come back in the lobby at 2 and he was already gone since 1:30 and showing back up at 2, so watch this. So right about 1 o'clock when Kenneka left out the lobby with dudes at 1:16, and that's when Friends K gonna be yeah, I got on the elevator too, Trey Gang. Yeah, you got on the elevator? Yeah. And then what you do when you get on the elevator was, since you said they were empty, right? He said it was empty when he headed up on the 9th floor. He saw 2 girls. He ain't lying, because guess what? Samaya and Bree is gonna be in the hallway. With who? You saw Bree came in, right? This don't take no rocket science to see what's actually going on here. He said he met up with 2 friends and another girl walking the hall and not ask what's going on. Why would you ask what's going on and you claim you saw her getting snatched in the elevators? That would make sense. What would make sense if they busting the lick on Kenneka? That's why Friends K want them folks out the hallway. That's why they finna go back into the room and chill for the next 30 minutes. And you're gonna see all of them come back downstairs at Tucson. At Tucson. He said they were looking for their friend. Again, I said it's against a policy to be loud in the hallway. But they kept walking around. So, did y'all remember when Bree said, yeah, it's time to go look for Kenneka? Guess what time Bree said they started searching for Kenneka? Remind y'all, she told y'all, yeah, it's damn near going on 3:30, right? 3:30. 3:30 is 1:30. Put all of that shit together. Oh, y'all was on stairwells? You and 3 other girls. I mean, if you, Bree, Shemai, and Monique, so y'all walking while the best friend would be downstairs walking also. You see what I'm saying? That's why all of us need to come together right now, bruh. If we don't come together right now, bruh, JPK community is the weakest community in the goddamn social media, bruh. Cause that's how fucked up they done goddamn it fucked our heads up. You can't even look. You can't even stick to one subject without a lot of people want to talk about other shit, bruh. Like, yeah, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, if you see what I see on that footage, this deal breaker. Cause what this? He said they kept walking around. So I returned downstairs and told Risco, hey, their friend is missing inside of the hotel. He looked very nervous and he tried to radio Lenny for a response and Lenny didn't respond. That's why Lenny didn't respond. He with gang them, with Kenneka, with dude them. With dude them, bro. So then he said, why when friends came, would go and tell Risco, hey, they looking for her friend. Not one time he said, hey, Risco, man, they just snatched a girl out the elevator. None of that. None of that. So, he said, when he returned downstairs, Lenny didn't respond. Now he talking about he went back and reviewed the monitor. And he saw her getting off on the 11th floor with guys in hoodies. And they go into the cross-dressing room before the camera was cut off. That means everybody was on the move. If Lenny turned the cameras off, how you would be able to go back and review the cameras if they off? So I'm reading between the lines. You must have been on your phone and watching those cameras. Won't it make sense that you'll be running around the hotel with your phone in your hand looking at those cameras? The cameras on the 9th floor, the 11th floor were turned off. And this the same floor Miss Teresa went up and you got a lady that worked there and the translator got a room next door to the lady and they all said they saw Kenneka on the 11th floor. Really? No wonder why they got our minds so screwed up. The mammy lied, the Renora lied, the police lied, the staff lied. Everybody lied and had different types of stories and make it so bad you could take all they lies and crumble it all up and get truth out of it and squeeze the truth out that shit, bro. He said apparently they were using stars to be unseen on camera. It's the only way that she can go upstairs to the 11th floor to the 6th floor again where the monitor will cut off somehow. Watch this. If you take Frank K's statement from the minute he got on the elevators, what do this look like, y'all? Man. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second right quick. 1 second. This shit is crazy to me. All right, what do this look like? Timeline. I wish I would have had this knowledge when he first gave me the letter. Look, this what Friends K would be doing 2-something in the morning, because it match up with everything what he said on this report. It match up everything what he said. So he said he went up to the room, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I went up to the room, but this when he actually getting sheets and blankets. So when they knock the time off of it, that's why he gonna use this at 12 o'clock. So that's why I'm like, okay, this at 12 then. So it would match up that she would be in the room. But she would be already passed out, and you got Irene saying the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be. Just how Kenneka in the fucking lie. So this gonna be the actual true timestamp. Right? Look, this is gonna be at 12. All of this at 12, bro. This too. There's a big difference. So when Frank K said he ran and on the elevators, look what time he would be running. Right at 2 o'clock, when you got the beverage manager at the front desk with gang them, and that's at 157. And that was at 157, you seen Lenny with gang them at 157, and then you got French K on the move. All those sheets and blankets is to cover the body up. So nobody won't be like, nah, ain't nobody in no bag. Okay. This will be at 2-something. 2-something. They was gonna keep it for a whole hour, starting at 12, 1, and 2. This will be at 2. Check this out. This is not at 2 o'clock. This is not at 2 o'clock. Right? Check this out. This at 12. This at 2:30. This at 12. This at 2:42. This here is going on 1 o'clock. Then Bree said, hey, it's SmackDown. So if it's gonna go on 1 o'clock, it match up with her phone statement. She would be testing Kenneka round about this time, right and wrong. Because it was between the hours of 1:03 and 1:10. She exit and smacks her. There goes Smacks now. The same gang that's walking out with Lenny. That's why all long got hoods on. Check this out. Look. 12:55. Kenneka also will be texting her sister. So Bree texting her, Leonora texting her, then Irene claiming she texted me too when she was in the lobby like, yeah, girl, I'm married, girl. And then look, about 10, 15 minutes later, when they all know Kenneka on the way, here she go with her brother them, staff on the move, so they quietly aware that something finna go down, and they already know that they are part of it, right? It's like they getting in position. Look, there go Kenneka. How's she gonna be already drunk and drugged? At 12 something, laying against Irene, sleep. Out of it. But an hour later, she up, fine and dandy, meeting up with the dude. Then look, here go Frank K. This and one. Watch how everything finna make sense. I just read the letter what he just said. Oh yeah. Maybe about an hour or two later, we were watching the cameras and all this old stuff, and when I went and got on the elevator, they were empty. So that means, look, soon when Kenneka leave with dude, guess what he finna do? Watch this. Watch this. One going on two, right? Look. Hold on. Here we go. Check this out. Don't this make sense now? 124, 125. All this in one, right? So look. Ain't that when Friends K come up mentioned before Bree showed up? Friends K lived before Bree showed up. So guess what Friends K gonna be doing? Pow! That's how he gonna bump into them. Do that make sense? Now, do that make sense now? Shit. Make a lot of sense to me. So look, I got to find that video, because this is the last time you're gonna see him at 2:30. We need that video when he at 2 o'clock. Down here, gotta be here. Hold on. Right here, here we go. Now, don't that make sense? Now, don't that make sense? Now, don't that make sense? So once you read this shit together, maybe an hour or two later, when I got on the elevators, you know, they were empty and all of this. But if you take this right here, add this 12 something with this, because 12 something is gonna be one song. If you catching what I'm doing here. So everything when he said, I proceeded to go to the room, investigate the noise complaint. There's cameras on every floor. They were intentionally turned off on the 9th, 11th, and 6th floor on the lower level. I'm gonna explain that later. I stepped up on the elevator. I saw 3 guys, 2 black hoodies, and 1 red hoodie standing outside the room. Damn. So if you go back to this, he said he saw guys in the hoodie. Grabbing Kenneka. So bam, what's really going on? That means Frank K was upstairs with these dudes. At 12 something, they was in the hallway. In front of room 926, he told them, can y'all go back inside and all this? The marijuana smoke bottle again. They offered him weed, alcohol, and the orange girl stuck her head out the door. Hey, what's the problem? He told them about the complaint. But you know what? I don't see where the complaint will come in there. If all this shit was in one song. Cause every time when I'm reading you at 12 something, yeah, she said she gonna turn the music down and calm everybody down in the room. So I went downstairs and I went inside the bathroom, inside the room and in the bathroom where everyone seemed to be smoking. And he noticed a girl on the bed sleep, but didn't think nothing suspicious because she had all her fucking clothes on. And the room looked completely normal. I quickly hit the bud, sprayed. So this is what he would be at one song. So this is what he would be actually doing in one song. Right here. One song, getting ready, going on 2 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? Right here, boom. This is 157. That's why he gonna be, boom, he gonna go up there, chill with these folks. So look, round about, so look, if he said this was at 12 o'clock, he tried to make it look like, yeah, I was up there at 12 o'clock, that's when they were smoking, so let me take the sheet and blanket. But if you look at this, round 2 o'clock, what you think they really need sheets and blanket for? A lot of them. Isn't it? All right. So when the man said, all the guys, when they were going on to the 11th floor and the 6th floor, you don't think Friends came with him? Because he said he was on that floor too, looking for a girl in all black. And the black hoodie dude answered the door. And he said, hey, I'm looking for a girl in all black. He said, He would quickly reply, she left with some friends. What? So when you go back to, and one some, boom, look what's going on there, 125. Friend out the room, everybody outside, that's how you gonna bump into Bree. Cause Bree just going upstairs to go where he going up there with Irene. That's why they gonna come out there, John, boom, right here. Right at 2 o'clock. Then friends came and said, yeah, I told them they had to go downstairs and they want to review any camera. And that's what it looked like going on 2 o'clock. Because at this point, Kenneka been missing damn near for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So boom, 157 gang. This at 2:30. Hold on. I need to get to look. That's why he will be running. What? That's why he will be running, bruh. Exactly at 2:05. And you match 2:05 with this 2:05. Look, boom, you see that? Everybody roaming the house. Going on 2:05, look what you see. Everybody. So when I had that letter, man, I had everything wrong about it. Well, I had the narrative, everything what I said, the whole narrative. Everybody was involved in it. Everybody was there at the murder scene. But the time was still off. If I would have had the time correct as I got it now, shit. Man, Miss Teresa would be trying to kiss a nigga ass. Say, man, you know, this how, you know what I'm saying? Look, this at 2:19, this at 2:20. Hold up. This at 2:30? Wait a minute. Put 2 and 2 together. Is he finna go upstairs with those sheets, or he finna go to the pool area? Cause at this point, the girl gonna be with these people for an hour. So if you got everybody here at Tucson, and look where they all headed to. Yep. And that's when I showed y'all down when they gonna need the keys again, tray game for the freezer, since everybody headed towards the freezer, right? Look at the time on this. Don't sit match up now. 2:39. See that? 2:33. Look who you got coming out the kitchen. So he was taking them. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this shit. Oh my God. This finna really put the icing on the cake. Let me go and find that photo. Kenneka in the bag. Not the one that y'all usually see, but the one the police had in their paperwork. 1 second, gang. Let me pull some stuff up. Matter of fact, let me just play something right quick till I find it, John. All right, I think it's in my download. Let me go to my download. It might be in my downloads. All right, let me see, can I find it real quickly? That's gonna explain this shit. Now that's gonna explain this shit. Alright? Hold up. Where you at? Where you at? Where are you? Now look at this. Boys, man, it look like somebody wrapped up in sheets and blankets. In the white trash bags. Well, white body bag. Do I need to go to Miss Teresa when she said, yeah, when they let us see the body, she was already in a white body bag already. This on Rosemont website. This on Rosemont website, bro. That's crazy that you can put this shit together now. So if you look at it like that, just say this somewhere by the pool area. So when he brought those sheets and blankets, we already know they got the plastic bags from housekeeping. It's probably why Shemaya and them was seeing her on the lower level going into housekeeping. So around 3 o'clock, they needed housekeeping. If you got a body already in the bag, trash bag, and all this in the pool, 3 o'clock, what you think they finna be doing at 3 o'clock? What you think they finna be doing at 3 o'clock? If you got Kenneka, leave with dude, 2:20, she text her sister, and that's when everybody last heard from her. No more texts on Kenneka phone, no more after that. So you'll see why when they come to Miss Teresa, show me that videotape at Tucson. I want to see the footage at Tucson. This what she would have saw at Tucson. Instead of what the new look what time this is. 2:39. You need freezer keys. That means she ain't even in the freezer yet. So guess where you're gonna have to go to? Watch this, y'all. Damn, I just known I just had the goddamn parking lot footage pulled up. It's always something. Let me go to right here. Don't this time match up? 2:25. Bro, Trey ain't showing y'all the parking lot for the these fat bitches drove their car to their back dock. And then make perfect timing for the freezer keys at Tucson. Don't you think? Don't you think now? The biggest cover up in the world. I thought it was the biggest cover up in the world, but it ain't even. Look. Bruh, this shit would have never been no cover up if everybody would have just came together and just read shit. And study the footage. Instead of listening to these devil motherfuckers coming to them like, yeah, let me show y'all this and look what I discovered and all this dumbass shit. Hold up. Don't it make sense why you would need freezer keys? And if you watch that, check this out. I bet to now, nobody can come to me in that parking lot and tell me, hey Trey Gang, I watched that parking lot footage. What's on that jump then? In a particular time frame. The person watching the footage is gonna say, I see these bitches cars. When everybody was at that back door, they were those fat bitches cars. And that's why when they all left out that motherfucker, and that cop pulled around at the back door, I bet the nigga body was in that motherfucker. So guess what? When you think about how the news lied, they really lied, but gave you basically the truth. Check this out. They said Kenneka came up missing round 2 something, right? In the beginning. In the beginning, it was actually 1 something, right? So boom, cause if you look what was going on at 2 o'clock, they would never got away with it. Right? So they had to fuck with the timestamp on her. They never would have got away with it because it would have been out. So guess what? So when they said Kenneka was walking in the freezer and showing everybody somebody walking back there to the freezer, you will see why they had to show you that. Cause look what's gonna happen at 3 o'clock. Everybody going to the pool, got freezer keys, right? Look. Check it out. 3 o'clock. Guess where everybody finna go to? To the pool area, and they finna go to the kitchen area. Round about this time, that's why you got Irene. And if you notice, this bitch dressed up like him. Guess who she dressed up like? Do y'all know everybody dressed alike when it comes to the footage? So round 2, something they got the keys, right? So ain't it safe to say that round 3 o'clock, they will be putting her in the freezer? If you was the news, what you would show? Somebody walking back there, or you would show these bastards and everybody else putting her in there? No, you know the news ain't finna show that shit to the world. You show this shit to the world, man, ain't nobody finna check in the hotels and shit. And keep this in mind, if you do your own research, every hotel in the United States is owned by the same fucking people. Same fucking people, bro. So that's why they had to say, if you listen to the line, if you saw Kenneka made it there at 1 something, that's why the news said, yeah, Kenneka actually made it there at 1 something. So look, do you want to show this 1 something that stick me know what to do that 1 something? Or you want to show the world, oh no, she came here at 1 something. You see what I'm saying? So think about that picture. Look, now, I ain't even go like, y'all remember that picture, Kenneka in the car, and it looked like she either drunk or passed out or deceased, and they put shades on her. Now, I don't know when that picture was taken. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That could have been before. I need to see the dates. I want to know what original picture will come in there. You know what I'm saying? But if it was on the night of that party, boy, they would have never let that picture surface. Cause that means, cause at some point in time, bro, think about it. Then Kenneka had an Adidas outfit on in that picture, right? She ain't gonna have them clothes on when she walked in with, right? So it would make sense once you go back to the police report when somebody in Kenneka's circle that was up there with the family said Kenneka had on the Adidas outfit. And Sandra Rowe, like, nah, she got on a jean outfit. And this person, whoever was in that circle in the family, told the police she had a Adidas outfit on. Is that true? You know what I'm saying? Because Liver Nova said, I got to change the clothes in the car. Why you need to change your clothes? If she got beat up and all this, you gonna need to change your clothes. Look, her own uncle said it. Check this out. If you watch J Money video, man, you can tell J Money didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Cause when he got up at that hotel, the first thing what he did, cause you know that when he first got there, you know they gonna inform him like, yeah, man, they said Kenneka was in the freezer. Cause on the footage, they gonna show J Money showing up around 4 something in the morning. So when J Money got there, he was down on the lower level. This is the reason why he would be down on the lower level. They said he in the kitchen, so he down on the lower level, looking in the kitchen. But keep this in mind, upstairs, he couldn't know there was a kitchen upstairs because it was sealed off. Right? That's why he took pictures, because he like, nah, I think this might be a kitchen area right here. Let me take photos. That's the worst thing that man could have did is took those photos, showed me the reason there, and all this way he been in that hotel, and next thing you know, the man died right after that shit, bro. Look, the man was on Facebook and told everybody, man, me Teresa sell out. And so, he made a post that Kenneka was sold to the devil, bro. Go back to J Money page. It's on there. It's on there. So look. These 2 fat bitches, they was in their car, bro. Kenneka was in the car with them. Still alive and need medical attention. She gonna be still alive, bro. When they put her in the freezer, she can't move and all this, and she just passed away, bro. Cause they put zip ties around her neck. Somebody was like, man, she ain't dying quick enough, so somebody needed zip ties. You see what I'm saying? So look, how the news, they be like, look, show this when Kenneka coming in, they will be at 11. So that means Kenneka probably chilled there for about an hour, then went to the goddamn Doubletree. And went to the goddamn Doubletree, chilled, you know what I'm saying, at the Doubletree for an hour. She come back to the hotel, meet up with dude in the park. Meet up with dude in the lobby. They go out in the parking lot. 5 minutes later, man running in. So something must have happened that fast. So when you look at all their narrative, it's clearly that the hotel staff had to plan this shit because it's in their establishment. It's in their house, bro. Then you got underage ass girls roaming around. Nobody stopped them like, yeah, y'all little girl, where y'all mammies at? You know what I'm saying? Don't you supposed to be in the room? You see what I'm saying? This is like you see 3 girls walking down the street at 1 something in the morning. What you think? Like, some up or they selling booty? They stick up girls or they selling booty? Everybody already know this. They don't do nothing but set people up. Man, this shit so sad. Everybody that's following me on Facebook, you go my friend list and do just a little more research. You'll be like, damn. Man, these folks Illuminati, all they do is throw hotel parties. Mitch Reason they wasn't the only one doing this shit, bro. It's a big thing with Chicago to a certain part. That's why they throw parties in these events. Man, I won't be surprised so much shit happening in this hotel that don't get no airplane. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Hold up. Man, I need to find that parking lot footage. Hold up. I don't know what's up with my internet, bro. I think it's gonna be at 240 something. Hold up. I think it's gonna be down a little bit right here, gang. Look, if you go to Miss Teresa, that's why Miss Teresa got on Chosen King. Check this out. Gang, do this make sense that Chosen King earned Miss Teresa out? Hold up. Cause Chosen King told everybody who the family member was, and they on the footage, and come to find out that it was all true. But since the public was like, well, I don't know, Chosen King, it's just so much shit going on. But if you look at Miss Teresa, man, she thinking about the public, because the public like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people is going for it, and a lot of people ain't going for it. So Miss Teresa's gonna shut it down. Chosen King, please keep my name taste like shit in your mouth, whoever you are, troll, whoever fight here, please stop. Please stop. He exposed her nieces on the footage. The same people that made posts. Talking about, I don't even know that girl, Kenneka Jenkins. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Miss Teresa wanted to shut up Chosen King, because Chosen King would talk too much and telling everybody the business. What's on that surveillance footage? Look. Even Marco know it was 3 rooms, not room 926. So when you think about it, damn, he said it was 3 rooms, but not room 926. Why did? Check this out.
We don't know how long he was there. So Teresa, I believe Miss Teresa know everything, because I do believe that it's people that was at that party or at that hotel or whatever that wasn't on what Irene and Monique and them was on. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. They want us to believe that Bree don't know nothing. Bree know every goddamn.
And check this out. Everything what I just told y'all about Bree, look how many years it took for me to catch on about Bree, right? See what I'm saying? Listen to what this bitch ass nigga finna say, and he been on, he finna earn Bree out quick like this.
Damn thing. And how in the hell could you call on the 8th? At 4 something, when the party went into the night? Go back and check the post, y'all. Check the date on the post. We got some questions, and we're gonna get answers. We're gonna get some answers. They so wrapped up in this plan with the public. They comfortable now, y'all. It's 2 years down the line, and they comfortable. Y'all better believe they comfortable. That's why.
That's for real. They comfortable now, bro.
That's why it's so easy for them not to tell nobody nothing. They ain't trying to tell nobody nothing. Bree, you right. Crystal, Bree stayed in the cut. You supposed to roll with them to the party. And here's another question. Why was Bree a fucking magician that night? Why she couldn't be found? Why she disappeared every goddamn well?
Why did?
Why she disappeared everywhere? Every time, where's Bree? You gone, you supposed to be gone, you the driver, and you didn't drive there? Or did you drive there? Did you drive there? Because Monifa is so mildly retarded, she thought she was deceiving Kenneka's mother when she told her couldn't nobody else put nothing in her drink. First, if I was Teresa, I'd have been like, what the fuck you talking about? Put something in her drink. Where do
That's what I said. Where would that come from? Why would Miss Teresa, check this out, Miss Teresa the one that put that narrative out there? Can't nobody say, nobody didn't put nothing in that drink because you was the only one that poured the drink. Monifa never said these words. It was the man saying this shit, bro. Listen.
that come in at? Y'all know why Monifa said that? Because she knew that was gonna come. She knew that was gonna be one of the misinformation pieces that come out. Because when we...
Why you think he said this gonna be one of the missing information that put out? Now, it took me years to just tell everybody, man, Kenneka was never drugged, bro. This girl was never drugged. All that was misinformation, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We saw that video, y'all. I'm telling y'all. She told her couldn't nobody else put nothing in her drink. First, if I was Teresa, I'd have been like, what the fuck you talking about? Put something in her drink. Where do that come in at? Y'all know why Monifa said that? Because she knew that was gonna come. She knew that was gonna be one of the misinformation pieces that come out. Because when we saw that video, y'all.
And that's why they got to playing the best friend, bumping in the wall, so we can all believe like, damn, what they gave that girl. Because in our mind, everybody thought Kenneka was drugged, bro. If you would have asked anybody, you think Kenneka was drugged, everybody 100% gonna say, yup. Even me. But when I did my research and I had to sit down and clear my mind, and that's why I stayed on this case, I'm like, wait a minute, Kenneka was never drugged. So they had to show us this shit. You see what I'm saying? Now watch this.
I'm telling y'all, the more I watch them live videos don't have nothing to do with this situation. Nothing. How can we say?
I told y'all, those videos don't got nothing to do with the investigation. Now, them Livernoir videos, see that? He running off at the mouth. And the reason why he was running off at the mouth, that's when Trey Gang got that motherfucking letter and man and took over that motherfucker, bro. And took over that John. So look, since he telling everybody the real deal, you know that there was misinformation about Kenneka with drugs, right? You know that was misinformation, because you know they're gonna have the best friend playing down there. That's how they're gonna sell it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing you gonna agree on is a lie that she was drugged. You see what I'm saying? If she was never drugged, bruh, she was never drugged. You can't make her be drugged, you know what I'm saying? But why did y'all
say that them live videos got anything to do with this situation when they don't tell us nothing? What we supposed to say, okay, y'all lying about every goddamn thing except the live videos, when we know that the people in the live videos was participants in the cover-up? They're not gonna tell us no truth. The people in the lives not gonna tell us anything. They're not gonna tell us a damn thing. They ain't gonna say nothing like they've been doing. They've been paid to put super glue on their lips when it comes to this here situation. Their lips are sealed, probably until the day they die. I believe Monifa was in the same room that them guys was in. Who in the, like I said last night, y'all, they want us to believe that this was an actual birthday party. We didn't see nothing on that live to make to make us believe that it was a birthday party. Like I said, no balloons, no cake, nobody screaming happy birthday Monifa. They ain't even say none of that. None of that. And I don't know no 21-year-old. When you get 21, that's an important mark in your life, so you want to do it big. Not cooped up in no goddamn one bedroom with 30 people, because that's what it was. 30 people in a one room? Nah, they don't even do it like that in Chicago, y'all. They don't even do it like that. Trust and believe me when I say that. They don't do it like that. They don't pile up in no goddamn. If that's the case, they might as well pile up in somebody's crib. Fuck y'all gonna go to a hotel room and put 30 people in a fucking sardine room. With no birthday party, y'all. And Irene, see, this is why I keep saying we can't cut her loose. We can't cut Irene loose, because in the beginning we found out that her cousin had came onto her Facebook page. And how in the fucking her Facebook page, see how we just catch the lies, y'all? I wasn't even seeking for the answer for that lie. How can her Facebook page be down when on September the 5th, her cousin went on her Facebook page and wished her happy birthday, and Irene responded, man, cuz chill, it ain't 12 o'clock yet. So if her cousin posts happy birthday on the 5th on Irene's page and she immediately responds and says it's not 12 o'clock, what does that mean? To me, that means my birthday at 12 o'clock, which is the 6th. But slick ass Irene took the post down. Slick ass Irene went back and took that post down, but it was way too late, because everybody that cared about this situation had already got it. We already knew it was useless for her to go back and take the post down. The world know already. The world know already. The only way Irene can convince me, the only way she can convince me that her birthday was real, put your goddamn state ID or your driving license online. You ain't gotta show your address and none of that. Do it. They not gonna do none of that. They not gonna provide no proof of no real dates. They not. So if we know that they having a fake ass birthday party with, again, no balloons, nobody saying happy birthday, when you go back and, what I mean by we gotta watch them live videos from a different part of the brain, y'all. When you go back, knowing that what we know now, when you go back and watch them live videos, y'all, it looked like every goddamn one of them, all 30 of them, was being held hostage. And they probably weren't even being held hostage. They was willingly participants. They were willingly participants. 30 damn people packed up in one room. Y'all know how they ended up getting 30 people in one room? Because they already had 3 of them. If they had 3 rooms, then okay, y'all down there in this room, come on up and we gonna kick it. And y'all over here in this room, come on up and we gonna kick it. In this fucking sardine can, we gonna pack all 30 of us up in here. And how in the hell Irene want us to believe that her Facebook down, which we already proved that was a lie, didn't even take that much effort to prove that that was a lie. You want us to believe that you went on somebody else. First of all, you and Monifa weren't even supposed to be cool, so how the fuck you gonna announce that on her page that you having a party? So if anybody gonna come, if that was true, anybody gonna respond to a post like that, it's gonna be more Monifa people, not yours, because you and her said y'all wasn't that. And again, if y'all wasn't that cool, why was she was all in fake live and all that? Where was Bree and where was Irene? I already think Irene was standing right there in the room, just off camera. Even a 4-year-old baby know that Kenneka went in that hotel. I don't think that girl was ever in that hotel. Even with the footage that they showing us her walking down the hallway, we already know that's fake. We already know she didn't walk through no goddamn kitchen. We already know she didn't lock herself in no freezer. We already know these things. So we supposed to say, okay, they lied about the hallway footage. They lied about the kitchen footage. They lied about the party footage. But we supposed to believe anybody that pop up and say, okay, 2 years later, here's the truth. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's foolish. That's foolish. That's straight foolish to believe in. Ain't nothing that anybody can say that was involved in that situation, they shouldn't be allowed to say nothing because we know they're not gonna tell the truth. If they do come out and say something, it ain't gonna be nothing. It's a reason. It's a reason to throw us off. Because after 2 years, y'all don't think we like, if we didn't crack that case already as a YouTube community, if we didn't crack that case already, then that only can mean one thing. That means we close. That means we close. So it only makes sense for them to throw a motherfucker out, to throw us off like they did in the beginning. Fake posters here, fake posters here. Fake footage there, fake footage here. Everything. Line here, line there. Who is this person? Why is this? Come on now. How can we expect any type of truth out of any of that? If their whole purpose was to cover that stuff up, they're not gonna give us anything that makes sense. Remember, it's a cover up. So we can't watch or listen or do anything when it comes to them and expect real answers. That's not gonna happen.
It's like I said. Y'all heard what this man saying, bro? Man, Bree, I don't think, look, he even said, man, I don't even think goddamn Kenneka ever walked down that motherfucker. He was like, man, you go back and look at this little room, it look like everybody with hostage in that motherfucker, or willing participants. He said, man, this how they gonna get everybody up in 30 people in the room. If you got people dipping out, going up to different rooms, you see what I'm saying? Hold up, watch this.
And if we keep playing around with them fools, we're gonna end up deeper and deeper, going backwards into another rabbit hole, scratching our damn head like, damn, hold on, I thought we...
That's what got me mad, bruh, because it's just like right now, you can just have a YouTube out of nowhere. A YouTuber out of nowhere and just upload some Kenneka Jenkins video. First thing people finna do, thumb that shit up without no thinking. Like you ain't even got a brain, you might as well just go to the hospital, holler at Dr. Frankenstein, be like, hey man, y'all want this brain? Cause I don't use it. Yeah, we'll give you a couple $2 for that motherfucker. And just walk around here like a zombie. You see what I'm saying? You might as well just sell your goddamn brains. You know what I'm saying? Look.
No. We can't do it. We can't do it. Them fools gonna keep on playing. That's all they do. That's what they was paid to do. I keep telling y'all, that's why they keep saying the same shit. I don't know what happened in the hallway. They know if look, this what they been instructed to do. If they know, if they can tell Kenneka family and the public, which is us, that they don't know what happened in that hallway and they just keep saying it, I don't know. Y'all picture this. And we're gonna say this on the street level because that's all that was, on the street level. When guys on the street, they go to jail, the code is you get called, you don't tell on me. In fact, when they question you, you just say you don't know. That's who don't know that? If I don't know nothing, if I'm telling y'all I don't know, then basically y'all can't question me. If question number one, my answer is I do not know, there's no reason for y'all to ask me question number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just told y'all I don't know. So if I don't know anything about this situation, I can't tell you anything. That's why they was instructed to tell everybody, I do not know. What happened? Why y'all think they had Monifa and Shamaya say they walked back in the room? That was they alibi to say that they was no longer in the hallway.
Pow! Now that was an alibi, bro. Man, these folks really had us thinking that, man, they went back upstairs for the phone and the keys. Come to find out that's a lie. Cause Monifa and them never had the phone and the keys cause Kenneka got her with her. You see what I'm saying? Kenneka is with the best friend, gang them, and hold up. Check this shit out. 119.
If we ain't in the hallway, then we don't know what happened. That's bullshit. They know exactly what happened. They know exactly what happened. I don't know. You knew when your bum ass needed a ride. You knew when your bum ass needed your hair did. You probably was wearing Kenneka clothes.
Ooh-wee.
That's a damn shame. Hate that strong. Well,
don't y'all remember that other YouTuber that said, they went upstairs and got the friends and told them to come downstairs. They was panicking because she was in the pool area. They was panicking because Monifa didn't know. Check this out. If you look at Monifa ain't gonna be with them, you know what I'm saying, when Kenneka leave out that job. She gonna show up sometime. Why is going on? So she's still gonna be there. Put it like it's true. Monique gonna show up at the crime scene, right? And they're gonna be in the pool area. Now they finna make Monique and Shemaya and them. Ooh-wee. It make a lot of sense to me now.
a person got to come under the cover as being a friend of yours, and on the whole while they plotting to take your life. Ain't that something, y'all? Ain't that something?
That's what they been doing.
Who?
If you look at Chicago right now, a lot of those murder videos that went viral is all set up videos from family members, you know what I'm saying, for insurance money and financial gain, bro.
Where does all this energy come from? All this bullshit energy they doing. All this bullshit ass energy. Bullshit energy. I got a mean live coming this evening, y'all. I got a mean one.
Yes, I want to add some additional information. I need.
Now you finna understand why King Rob will be calling the police. Now, we all know the police involved, right? And the feds, the judge, the prosecutor, and all this. And you got him at the party on video. He on video meet up with Risto. King Rob meeting up with Risto. Now do this make sense?
Each and every last one of us come down to that federal building, or each and every last one of them, because we all are YouTubers. Everybody needs to walk into a federal facility where they at and explain what's going on, so we can get it out the way. Because guess what? I can show you proof right now where they dug my voice in the murder scene. I can show you proof where they got my name on YouTube. Hold on, my Bluetooth was on. I can show you proof right now where they got my name on YouTube saying I'm at a murder scene. And now they're going to try to get up tomorrow and put me in the murder scene video. So by me knowing I wasn't a part of a murder, ain't that only right for us to get down there and see what's happening?
Did they tell you that you were in trouble because you were at the murder scene?
No, they told me, no, they didn't tell me nothing about I was in trouble at the murder scene. You got the murderers trying to tell me I was at a murder scene, and you got the murderers who's stealing some white people in white people's house, beating on the door, talking about they were federal agents. And
Now we all know who connected to the federal agents and the police. Lenny. Listen to what he said. They trying to place me at a murder scene. Cause check this out. King Rob gonna be at a murder scene, but his name came up. What you think he gonna do? Oh, y'all put me y'all down? Let's call it federal building. Let's see what's going on there. All YouTubers and every family all need to go down and see what's going on.
you got people calling my phone every day saying they was a federal agent, so I called back and talked to an agent Miser. And the only thing I'm going to do is this here. Since they keep trying to say I'm the murderer, ma'am, we all need to be picked up and see what's going on. I I'm not afraid they're gonna give me nothing, man. I'm not afraid they're gonna give me. I'm afraid.
She said earlier, you afraid they're gonna get you?
Murder scene, and now they're gonna try to get up tomorrow and put me in the murder scene video. So by me knowing I wasn't a part of a murder, ain't that only right for us to get down there and see what's happening?
Well, and have they somebody called you? Did they tell you that you were in trouble because you were at the murder scene?
No, they told me no, they didn't tell me nothing about I was in trouble in the murder scene. You got the murderers trying to tell me I was at a murder scene, and you got the murderers see what's happening?
Well, and have they somebody called you? Did they tell you that you were in trouble because you were at the murder scene?
No, they told me no, they didn't tell me nothing about I was in trouble in the murder scene. You got the murderers trying to tell me I was at a murder scene, and you got the murderers who stealing some white people to white people's house, beating on the door, talking about their federal agents, and you got people calling my phone every day saying they was a federal agent, so I call back and talk to an agent Macho. And the only thing I'm gonna do is this here. Since they keep trying to say I'm the murderer, man, we all need to be picked up and see what's going on. I'm not afraid they're gonna give me nothing, man. I'm not afraid they're gonna give me. I'm afraid that I'm gonna kill one of them, man, because I wasn't at no murder scene. I have to say it, man. We got the murderers who stealing some white people to white people's house, beating on the door, talking about their federal agents. And you got people calling my phone every day saying they was a federal agent, so I call back and talk to an agent Macho. And the only thing I'm gonna do is this here. Since they keep trying to say I'm the murderer, man, we all need to be picked up and see what's going on.
Check this out. Y'all know what time this is? Look what time this is, y'all. Watch this. Y'all remember this famous video right here? See that? Y'all remember see how he was peeping? Watch this. Somebody, please drop it in my chat and tell me what time this is. Please tell me, man. Tell me, Jack. Come on, man. Y'all got to tell me. Because y'all saw it so many times. Like, oh, look at him. He playing with his zipper. What he in on it too? Like, what's going on? Don't nobody don't know? Don't nobody don't know, right? See, that's the problem. How can we get justice if we don't come together and just read it? Just watch, study it for yourself. You see what I'm saying? This shit easy. Won't this make sense if I said this was at 3? Hold on, matter of fact, watch this. This is how I'm finna do it. Roundabout, hold on. Round this time. This was at 3. Now you see why he will be looking at the elevator. This will be at 3 going on 4 in the morning. So if you got people in the kitchen area at 3 something, y'all. Look. That's why he looking. Then look where he go. To the private area. Private. And watch what he finna do. He finna come out this way. Oh, they ain't even show it, man. Damn, they ain't show that John. So now this is at 3 going on 4 in the morning. You do the math. All right? Listen, Irene spoke Monique and carrying her. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh man, I need to go to her documentary. Watch this. Got Bree fake crying. Look, Noah sorry.
So I took that. She probably went downstairs.
Watch this.
Take one. Can you talk to us about when you first realized Kenneka was missing?
I asked. Maya Monique for where she was at, they just said she was somewhat drunk. So I took that she probably went downstairs to use the bathroom or anything. Tam got to going back, I'm like, she's still in back. So that's when I got the presentation, like, we need to go look for her.
And Tucson. So look, they go back to this. So that means they were still in the room where they were really walking the hotel staff. They were walking stairwells and everything. So guess what they gonna show you?
We searched parking lots, I knocked on people's doors. The security guard tried to tell us we had to get out the hallway, but I told him that we wasn't getting out the hallway until we found.
Oh! Shit! Oh! Around one time, he said the guys, that's when Friends K will be running up to the house and bumping into girls at 1 something. Ain't this at 1 something? Going on 2 o'clock?
Found her.
Did you ask security to help you find her?
Yeah.
What did they say?
He didn't even want to show us the cameras.
Whoa! Right at 2 o'clock.
How did you feel? Did you still feel like it's probably nothing?
No. I know her, I know Kenneka, so I was scared. Like, I was crying because I just knew that, like, what could she been? She don't do this type of stuff, so I know she wasn't nowhere else, so it had to been something. How did she end up in the freezer?
You got any thoughts on that?
I don't know what to think.
Whoa! Hold up, gang. Hold up.
I know she ain't put herself in the freezer though.
She said she know she ain't put herself in that freezer. Look at this.
She hoped that Kenneka could get justice or whatever if her life ain't in danger. Now, I know that y'all are looking at the thing. I'm not looking at it. I'm just going off of what I remember it say. So, the thing I have with that is, like I told y'all in a couple videos back, is that what I don't understand is how we clearly see it was murder. And like I said, I know Teresa knew it was murder. I felt that in my heart of hearts. As a mother, as a speculator on the sidelines, a spectator, whatever it is, on the sidelines, from my observations, Teresa knew more than she was letting on. Now here y'all get it from the horse's mouth, that she knew more than she was letting on.
Now, ain't it funny that Miss Teresa went to telling the world that her dog was murdered into an accident? She went from telling the world her dog was murdered, she's scared and all this shit, fearing for her life. And she turned around and said, nah, I don't know nothing, y'all. I don't even know nothing. Just like goddamn dude said, Marco. Yeah, they was paid to say they don't know nothing. Look.
She's telling y'all Kenneka was murdered. Okay, now, here's the thing. If Kenneka was murdered, and she know Kenneka was murdered, I don't feel that it was that she was too scared to speak up for Kenneka, because when she out here talking about the tape and when she, turned rebellious against the activists and the police and all that stuff, to some people it looked like, she was out here fighting hard. You know what I'm saying? So if you had proof and evidence that it was a murder, big question of the day, why did Teresa go for negligence? So when I said the other day in my video that Teresa was trying to get that bag, get that coin, y'all want to get out in my comments and come for me. But here you have this lady telling you out her own mouth. And she was saying that she was too scared to speak up for Kenneka, meaning that in 2017, when she was out here with this bullshit, when she swapped up, I put out a video September the 27th, 2017, asking who threatened Teresa, the hood or the hotel. So that's when I figured, like, okay, Teresa know what is going on here. Because if y'all was following this case from day one, y'all saw the changes in the dialect, the changes in the body language, the mood swings, and at first it was a lot of talk, and then it was just all shut up. And if you was watching it in the beginning, you seen a lot of things that as a parent or a mother, you wouldn't have done if it was you in that position. And a lot of y'all can't sit here and say that y'all would have done the things that Teresa done. Because I know if I know it's murder, then baby, it's murder. I want justice for my child. Ain't no amount of money gonna bring my child back. I want justice for my child.
Listen to this. Watch this, y'all. This is the cold part about it. There's Crenshaw, right? Crenshaw got Jenny McGill on there, right?
Okay.
So, check this out. Jenny McGill brought Macho to the light. She brought Macho to the light. She even told about the beverage manager wearing a red striped shirt. He wasn't no police officer. He was the beverage manager, right? So, and then you're going to have Tiffany Draper on her. Hold on, I just want y'all to listen to matter of fact, I need to put Jim McGill in her, bro. Hold on. Hold up. Let me see which one it is. I think this is going to be it. Hold on. No, I don't think this going. No, this ain't going to be it. Hold up.
And already
posted that video. So I'm just going to say one of the men became, well, they already said that too. One of the men became very angry, and Kenneka fought back as much as she could, but she was overpowered. And, he lost control of his emotions. He was under the influence of a drug, and he murdered her. It's very important to get this man locked up because he will continue to do this. And the investigators need to look at the background, criminal background of these people here. So yes, a lot of money is involved with this. So why the cover-up? Why the edited videos? People would avoid the Crown Plaza hotels like the plague. They would go out of business. The wealthy owners would suffer. They would lose money, and they value money over justice. Women would no longer make reservations there. No one would stay there. Why? Because a girl was raped and murdered there. But not only that, the girl was raped and murdered by one of the security guards. Of all people. I'm not going to say the security guard murdered her, but what I am saying is he was one of the people who raped her. So let the public get wind of that. Or had a lot of faith that the hotel would cover it up because the hotel had a lot of money to lose. It's a chain of hotels that is a part of over 5,000 hotels throughout 100 countries. Okay, so we're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars here. Okay, so this hotel chain would definitely want to cover up
Keep this in mind, she was accusing Macho of raping Kenneka. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Amanda Moore. Wait a minute. I need that Jim McGill job when she said, hold on. Where that job at?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Next question is, in the meantime, until they put someone else on the phone, someone in the chat said, did you, the next question is, going back to something else that you said, did you see someone getting raped? You said that you saw someone getting raped, or
I saw some men on top of Kenneka. I saw one man lying on top of her, and then I saw another man standing over her.
Where?
Like in Irene's room.
Okay. And like I said, I know that you don't want, because the book is, something that I have available. So I'm not going to go, into the book and show anything, but it's something that you have available for donations, and then people could see the pictures that you're talking about, because you've included those pictures in the book.
Correct.
I will say though, that it is, they are images that we've all, I think we've all seen the lives, and know what's.
Now look, when Gina McGill got to telling everybody about Macho and putting the hotel on black, look how these YouTubers swarmed that lady. Y'all remember when them folk were going on Gina McGill? Boy, they put some pressure on that lady, bro. And I'm like, damn, why they hate that lady so much? That lady saying she got this type of information, that type of information. Let's listen to the lady. You know what I'm saying? But no, those YouTubers had that described and made us think that lady was crazy. I never thought the lady was crazy, bro. I'm like, it might be some truth to it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But watch this.
It's in them. You guys are killing me. But the report said Macho came by to visit his friend on break. No, I think a friend came to visit Macho on his break, right?
Yeah, I think Macho's the one who works. Yeah, Macho works there, but I don't know what Macho did. What did it say Macho did?
So
I haven't
what
looked.
she finna do, cause Jim McGill dropped that letter about Macho. So what she finna do is try to debunk that letter, be like, no, this is fake. This is fake right here. And it could be very much a little truth to it. You see what I'm saying? It could be a very little truth to it. Because I remember in that live video, they said they needed 2 girls, so Kenneka wasn't the only one, bro. Kenneka wasn't the only one at that motherfucker, bro. Then she having the 2. Look.
Look at that.
Security, I believe it said security.
He works security.
That's, I mean, one thing I do know though is there will be no Macho sounds like at best a nickname. I don't think, and even if let's say his birth name on his birth certificate says Macho, right, and his last name is something like Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would still state first and last name on any police report. All of the redacted.
Cause they ain't got Killer's real name on there. They ain't got P's real name on there. You know what I'm saying? They can using their nicknames. You see what I'm saying? So look how she trying to debunk something, bruh. Oh, I see through her shit.
Active files, they have, you know, a name on them.
I understand that you're, well, you know what? All I'm going to say is I put that out there for information for people to have. I believe it's reliable. I believe that is a description of what happened. And, you know, that's it. If you have all of these questions about it as whether or not it's valid and it doesn't meet your level of expectation, then, you know, you don't have to rely on it.
Right.
And that's it. But I'm not going to try to convince you or anyone else that it is valid, because I don't know. You said, well, in the police statement, it wouldn't look like that. Well, I don't study police documenting, you know, instructions. I don't study that. So.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, I'm hanging up now because they're wasting my time. They just have me on an endless hold. And if there was anybody there, you know, I spoke to 3 people and they're just giving me the runaround. So, G's Destiny, if you're still here, I'm trying to look at the chat to see what I missed.
But the reality is that statement is completely, the format of that statement is completely different from any other format that the police release. As a matter of fact, I found the Rosemont witness statements less credible than this one, simply because it essentially hearsay. The police wrote down what they think they heard the witness say.
Okay.
Well, in reality, it's more reliable to have the witness write down what they want them to write down.
Yeah,
instead of so that was the one thing that I saw that would make their statements, the police submissions, less credible. You don't do that. When you take a witness statement, you have that witness write that statement down. You do not speak for the witness.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but the way that this one was, but okay, enough with that statement. We can, you know, talk about the statement whenever. I don't want to waste any more time on the statement that, you know, majority of us are very well informed of. I do want to address some of these people that are in my comments though. Wait, what was it that was said? Brandon.
I didn't know you were bringing me on here mainly focus on the witness statement. Maybe I would have read it ahead of time.
That wasn't my intention to focus on the witness statement, but when you brought the witness statement up, people had questions about it. I assumed everyone knew about it, and that's why it, people were like, "Could you read? We don't know. Could you read it? Could you read it? We don't know what it is." So not everyone is.
Yeah, I think either you or one of your subscribers asked about the witness statement.
Oh yeah, it was mentioned briefly by you, and then it went on from.
Okay.
And then it went on from there. So.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about the rape.
Exactly.
Now check this out.
All I have to say is it's not to get the people who hurt her daughter. It's not for that.
Okay.
I think she's trying to get people out there to put more pressure to get the case. The trial or the lawsuit settled more in her favor. Perhaps to get more money than what is being offered, if any is being offered. So her agenda would be related to the money, the negligence end, not the justice end, because she said it's an accident. So why would she even have them coming out there if it's an accident?
I guess that's another good question as well. I guess, well, the whole thing, what she's saying is, and I'm not, like I said, I'm just looking at this objectively. I've never been a supporter per se of Teresa, because I feel like the way that she has conducted herself has hindered a lot of people from day one, as far as this case is concerned. However, in her viewpoint, or what she's been saying, is the reason why she's protesting the hotel is because of their negligence in, even if it was an accidental death, their negligence caused the accidental death to occur. Because if they had been, watching as they should have been or doing their job, then she wouldn't be dead. Not that I believe that either.
Check this out. I want y'all to hear with me. I'm trying to find that part when Gina McGill gonna talk about that girl that's on that camera. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find that part. I think it's right up to her.
I'm just saying that's her, I guess, her viewpoint. But my thing is this: if you claim that wasn't her on any of the surveillance tapes, and I can agree with you there, then shouldn't there be some type of a tape of her? How did she get up to the freezer then?
Now, even Chris, y'all agree that's not Kenneka on the tape. We can all agree that's not Kenneka on no video when it comes to the freezer route. But I can't agree that Kenneka would be walking in with them at 11 something, and I believe that's Kenneka walking in the lobby at 1 something. Man, bro, wait a minute.
Asking me to answer that question?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there.
Oh, well, okay, maybe rephrase the question. Do you believe that she is on any of the surveillance tapes?
I believe there is the original surveillance tape that we will never see. She's on that one.
Mm-hmm. Hotels aren't daycares. Yeah, I agree. Hotels aren't daycares. And then someone is saying, did the death occur on the, hey, Black Betty, on the 6th or the 9th?
I believe it occurred on the 9th.
On the 9th. And the reason why people are saying the 6th, right?
Because of a ticket that was in Teresa.
And check this out. I was trying to make sense of the 6th, and I'm like, damn, I'm trying to make the 6 connect, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, once I figured out that Kenneka actually on the 9th, oh yeah, she actually died on that night, bro. Yep, she actually died on that night. So, I believe it was a misimprint on that ticket. They saying that 1:36 p.m. and they supposed to say 1:36 a.m. Mm-hmm. Cause only thing they did was just change the dates and the p.m. on that motherfucker.
Teresa's car?
Call, yep, the 911 call, yeah. And then when she said that.
Do you know what time she made that 911 call?
Oh, off the top of my head, does anyone in the chat remember the exact time that she made that 911 call?
And I'm going to say, you know, Teresa's full of bullshit. Okay. I just want the protest to be effective. And don't waste your time going if you're not going to talk about the surveillance videos being fake, and therefore that's a fake Kenneka. And here we have proof that this fake Kenneka is actually a man. You know, that you tried to hide his face. Here is the proof right here. Go ahead and reopen this investigation. You know, because you have the proof right with you, and you get enough news stations, enough coverage. It may be enough to force them to go ahead and open an investigation. But all hell's gonna break loose too, because it's going to be revealed that it was indeed a cover-up.
Okay, and when you say it's a cover-up, who do you feel like it's a cover-up, or who do you feel like is covering this investigation up? Is it?
Well, it's protecting the owner, number one, the owner of the hotel, because he has the most to lose if what happened is found out.
Okay. And someone else asked, she wrote 2 books, both last name Martin. Are you following Trayvon Martin and Kenneka Martin? Is that just a coincidence?
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that's interesting. Well, because I always think Kenneka Jenkins.
Okay. And then somebody else asked, how are if the tapes are fake, because you have said that the surveillance tapes, and then also the lives, right, that they're edited or fake, or what do you?
Well, there have been some editing of the lives, you know, to hide some things, remove some things, cover up some things that, you know, they don't want shown. The Ty Rowland video is definitely, I would put it like this. I believe that was made ahead of time. Okay, I believe that.
I believe that too. Because that's what the evidence showed. That video was ahead of time, bro. You see what I'm saying? Man, look, because when you look at those live videos again, when you see Kenneka in there with that cup in her hand, that's when Kenneka actually first got there. They would be at 11 something. And then you heard her in the live video when Monique said, me and Kenneka about to come outside and all this. But Kenneka ended up outside, coming back in through the lobby. Because they said they were finna meet up with some dudes. Don't that make sense? Shit, don't that make sense? Man, I won't even be surprised if goddamn Kenneka walked through the lobby. They edited that motherfucker out and she came back in looking for him. See, this is why people got to start thinking, bro. You got to think for yourself, because if you don't think for yourself, somebody will. Somebody will. I have watched all her videos on the Kenneka Jenkins case. And you want to know what she ended up doing? Look. Since the tea was getting so fucking hot, she started exposing. You got world news on that joint. Look. Hold on, where that video at? She started exposing Miss Teresa family tree. She told everybody, the family tree, told everybody, look at me to do a background check on Miss Teresa. And then when she did that, she even showed the people, bro, like, man, look, see who all she related to. And when she did that, that's when all the family came out talking about, it's just about Kenneka, I'm my cousin and me, and then stop upload all videos of them together. And Charles the King been saying, man, these folks been family. Nobody didn't want to pay attention to that, man. Even the family was like, we don't know that girl. Stop using our name. You don't know us. Then you got Miss Teresa talking about, man, keep my family name out your mouth. Shit. Look. Where that Johnny at? Blood is thicker than water. The truth hidden beneath the lie by Miss Crenshaw. Come on, bruh. Then she finna put everybody on Jordan Billboard. And look who she collaborating with. Huggy. Huggy Beverage. Come on, man. Like a Sandra V. Tech. Huggy Beverage. Stop it, man. Do we know any facts about the Kenneka Martin family? Shit, I do. So she started, so look, when she put that shit out there, bro, exposing the family member, look, did Leonora tell on herself? Listen to this shit. Just listen to this shit, bro. Watch this.
I can't even sleep right now until I get this off of my chest. I noticed something ever since these pictures of Kenneka were released today, and it's been bothering me. And if I am wrong about what I'm about to say, I will apologize later. But this just is not sitting right. Okay? Anyone who's been following this.
Man, I won't even be surprised if they took pictures of Kenneka body, took the body out that motherfucker, and had somebody play on the gurney. Cause they kept bringing water bottles to the goddamn freezer area. Water bottle, little brown bag, that could have been a lunch bag. Shit. I'm gonna go back and watch that footage again, my goddamn self, bro. I done got hype now. I done got too hype.
This case, I'm sure, is gonna remember the very beginning when Leonore, Kenneka's sister, was being interviewed outside of the hotel, and one of the reporters asked her, you know, the state of her sister, basically, when she got to see her. And I remember distinctly that she said, when I saw my sister, she looked like she had been fighting. Her hair was wild and all over her face.
That's how she would saw her in the pool area, not in the freezer. Calm down. Cause remember y'all, she's gonna be in the pool area. And check this out. When Miss Teresa arrived, she's gonna be in the white body bag already. If you listen to Leonora said her hair was all over her head. Then when Miss Teresa said, when she thought about it, she's gonna be in the white body bag. So that means she saw her in the pool, then when Miss Teresa came, she was already in the white body bag. And that's why Miss Teresa earned them out the day. They was cleaning out the pool around 3 and 4 in the morning.
She may have even said it more than once. Her hair was all over her face. Now, fast forward a couple weeks later, and when we actually are able to see the surveillance tapes, the actual surveillance tapes from inside of the hotel, and we are able to see the moment that Kenneka's sister and mother, Teresa, are taken to see her, not only do they barely look at her, I mean, it had to be a matter of, like 10 seconds is what it felt like we were watching. But her hair, as you could see in the picture that I put on the left, is nowhere in her face. By the time that they saw her, they had already, straightened her up and had her in the bed, body bag, and
told you, caught her up. Cause you know what I'm saying? If you look at her on the gurney, you wouldn't think no fight. If you know what I'm saying, you would have seen, you know what I'm saying? Look at her. You know what I'm saying? You can see her face clear as day. Right? But how would you know say her hair was all over her head, all over her face? All over her face and head? See, you was in that pool, honey bun. Then the news reporter said, yeah, a murder video going around at 1 time in the morning.
Her hair was nowhere in her face. I don't even think that there was one hair in her face. Yet, I didn't think anything of it that much until today, when we get to see the actual pictures released from the police of what Kenneka was found like inside of that freezer. And I just don't understand, how is it that she looks exactly how Leonore described? Wild, with her hair all over her face like she had been fighting. No longer straight, but wavy, curly, matted up against to her face. And
then Leonora said she asked her friends how was her hair when she left out the room. What kind of dumbass question that would be? You see that? This just show you, why would you say how was her hair was when she left out the room? Because at some point in time, bruh, at some point in time, somebody did her hair with like, girl, let me play this is like a friend, you know what I'm saying? This ain't like a Zara. Like, girl, let me put your hair in this cute little hairstyle right quick. It's gonna take about 10, 15 minutes to do. It don't take that long to wrap that hoe up in 2 buns, goddamn. Still cute. Yeah, girl, appreciate that, girl, because Kenneka wear her hair like that all the time, right? So boom, boom, boom. She got the little hair done a little bit, they think, they'll be the throw off. So why would she ask how was her hair when she left out the room? That would be dumb as hell. Now keep this in mind. This the next day. I think this like on September the 11th. September the 11th. So when you go to Chris Dog John Brill, look how she was putting them on blast when the truth, this what happened. They started off with bullshit in the beginning. Once the Kenneka Jenkins case was getting hot, and everybody talk about it, everybody asking all these questions, right? And you know what I'm saying? Them folk got nervous, they got scared, and started coming out with the reports about who owned the family tree, and you know what I'm saying? And telling you certain shit, mentioning certain shit, and putting everybody on blast. You see what I'm saying? But when they had full control over this, it was all good. Boom, it was all good. Death investigation, boom, boom, boom. Check this out. You see this shit? Look at this shit. Snitching. Snitch. And it's crazy to me. But, like I said, you got the beverage manager over here. I don't even think he no beverage manager, y'all. I don't even think he no beverage manager. I promise I don't think he no beverage manager, bro. He gotta be security, bro. Beverage manager don't hang out and work in no kitchen, bro. But yeah, gang, I'm gonna get on up about this, John. I'm gonna go live later on, cause I told y'all, man, I want to get on that Freemasonry stuff with y'all, bro. On that Freemasonry, man, I swear to God, bro, man, y'all gonna be like, man, you know, in the beginning, you know, I was thinking the Bible was inspired by God. Like, God inspired the Bible, and that's why he gave the Hermes a Bible. Check this out. If Jesus died for our sins, right? Let me do it like this. Let me go to my podcast channel right quick. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to take this out right quick. Check this out, right? Look at it like this here. Let me ask y'all a question. When God, when they said, Jesus died for our sin, right? And that was over there in Israel and Jerusalem, right? Because that's where he got crucified in Jerusalem, right? If that really happened, why you gotta preach it? Where the witnesses at? Like, just in like, don't you know how many people in Africa never heard of Jesus? But they right there. You know what I'm saying? They right there. They supposed to be the first ones to know. Iranian. Have you noticed Iranians don't preach that Jesus died for your sin? Man, they don't talk about Jesus at all. Matter of fact, y'all don't even believe in Jesus. Look, don't y'all know the 12 disciples? Now, we was told those 12 disciples, Jesus handpicked them personally, right? They said Jesus handpicked those 12 disciples personally, right? Even it said that in the New Testament, right? How about those same people that never walked with Jesus and they wrote them scriptures damn near 30 and 40 years after Jesus' death? You see what I'm saying? And then make it so bad, I was watching this video when they were breaking it down and I was reading the comments and somebody said this, and this is what really got me. So this person said, man, you mean to tell me God would impregnate somebody against their will to bring his son, you know what I'm saying, to the world just to crucify him? And you know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Don't y'all know how many years Jesus died? Do y'all know how many years Jesus done died right today? 2,025 years ago. That's our year 2025, like we live in 20, that's how long he been dead. And if you go look when Jesus, when in the Bible, when they say when he was first born, don't you know 1,500 years before that, you got the 12 tribes of Israel. Think about that, 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 disciples. Boy, I'm finna slice the game over this shit. Look, don't that make sense? And if you look at the Jesus narrative, if you go back in ancient times, Jesus was the only one that came from a virgin birth. Man, you got at least 13 most accounts that people said they were born through a virgin birth, here to save the world, pick 12 disciples or 12 tribes and all these old stuff. But when I told y'all, I said, y'all, I got up on a Freemasonry vow. And these motherfuckers had the presidents in it. There was Freemasonry. Bro, when you read those scriptures, when they were talking about Cain, them, the descendants of Cain, when it comes to Tubal-Cain was the first one that started Freemasonry. He was the tools, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that was the master of the tools. They showed all the Freemasons facts. I'm like, damn, so that's how Freemasons got started. That's why they started building the tower of Freemasons, because they were trying to get back up there where God was. Oh, hey, I'm so glad that you mentioned Hercules. Man, look. Bro, you read my man there, bro. Cause look, while I was doing that research, you know what I'm saying? You know how when you do a little research, just like I'm doing research on just say a story in the back. Don't you know like you just looking for like yeah, I want to know about the burning bush and the Moses story and all this shit. Hercules name finna come up, bro. Hercules name finna come up, you know that David and Goliath, all that shit finna come right back up, and you gonna be like, damn, cause I was looking at some pictures of Hercules, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember they had movies about Hercules when we were coming up and shit, y'all watched those Hercules movies? Think about Hercules and Samson and shit. Hercules and Samson, they like the same character, right? They were both strong and knocking pillars down, and you know what I'm saying? They had super strength. Right? Guess what else I found out? I don't even believe the 12 Israelites was black at all. I used to think they was black, but if you do your research just a little more, I promise you I'm gonna go back later on tonight and we're gonna watch this shit, bro. Now I see why they want you to believe Jesus is black. They want you to believe Jesus is black, but they showing you white images. The picture they showing you of Jesus, if you look at the color clothes that Jesus had on, he dressed up like an Arab. He wore the same thing that Arabs were. You ain't never noticed that? Jesus was wearing a robe, bro. That's why they had to check this out. You would see why they were like, yeah, let them believe Jesus is black. Let them believe the 12 tree the 12 tribes is black, because they'll think like, yeah, you know, but if you really look at the dark history, that's what the Freemasons was. Look, bro, they was Freemasonry. They was Freemasonry, bro. They was wealthy. And that's why they said some of the tribe is missing. No, they ain't the tribe. No. Ain't no tribe missing. They in plain sight. They just switch the identity. This is like the white man ain't finna come to you and tell you who you really are. No, they ain't finna tell you who you really are. If you listen, check this out. Don't y'all remember Hitler wanted to kill the Jews? You can't blame him. You can't blame him. But when Hitler said kill the Jews, and we all think we the Jews, we thinking Hitler talking about us. He wasn't talking about us. He was talking about those goddamn Jews, bro. One thing, who was here first? Africa. Africans, bro. Africans were here first. And then when Satan, check this out. Man, don't no human live for no 900, 700 years old. The reason why 0 wasn't even a number then, right? Zero wasn't even a number then. And keep in mind, the letter J, when the letter J came in the alphabet, because when Jesus was born, the letter J didn't even exist yet. So how the fuck they come up with a Mexican name Jesus? That's why you got African footprint all over the world. But now they bring Christopher Columbus come in and be like, yeah, he discovered the United States and shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. So look. When they say this world is a state, man, look, I gotta go back live, man, cause man, this shit finna turn up. Man, we all been lied to, bro. And that Bible, and then check this out. And they're going back to the Bible and showing you all the contradictions. Matter of fact, let me do it now. Hold up. I'm gonna go to my like video. Y'all wanna watch a couple videos with me, what I'm talking about? All right, where I need to go to, I think I need to keep scrolling right there. It's right up in her. Hold up, do I need to keep scrolling down? Think so. I need to keep scrolling, I need to go back up. I think I might need to go back up on this one. Hold up. Oh, it all started from right here. It all started from right here. Man, let me just play this one video. Let me just play this one video, guys.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $50 per month on home insurance, you're getting ripped off.
What began as a movement of radical compassion, spiritual awakening, and resistance to empire was hijacked, rebranded, and turned into a tool of empire itself. The Jesus who said, "Love your enemies," became a figurehead for crusades, inquisitions, colonialism, and conquest. The Jesus who challenged the temple became the cornerstone of a new temple, one built on wealth, power, and blind belief. And the Gospels were the foundation of that temple. But the cracks are visible now. We see the editing, we see the contradictions, we see the theological fingerprints. And once you see them, you cannot return to blindness. So let us return to the question that started it all. Are the Gospels fake? The answer, in the most devastatingly honest way possible, is yes. Not fake in the sense of total invention, but fake in the way a photograph can be staged, cropped, airbrushed, and labeled as reality when it is not. The Gospels are not the voice of Jesus. They are the voices of communities decades later, trying to explain what Jesus meant, what he symbolized, what he should have said, not what he actually said. They are theological fiction presented as fact. And that fiction has become the moral foundation of billions. But you are not helpless in the face of this truth. You are free to ask the hard questions. You are free to seek a deeper understanding of who Jesus might have really been. Not the Jesus of stained glass windows, but the Jesus of real life. The Jewish teacher, the voice of compassion, the man who challenged power. That man was buried beneath centuries of lies. But maybe, just maybe, uncovering that man is the first step toward reclaiming your own spiritual autonomy. You do not need to throw away your faith to face this truth, but you do need to confront the reality that your faith has been built on stories written with an agenda. The question is, will you continue to build your life on that foundation, or will you finally step off it and walk your own path? The choice is yours. And if you have felt the shock, the anger, the liberation that comes from hearing what was never supposed to be spoken out loud, then you know this is only the beginning. The truth has been buried, but it is not dead. And as long as people are brave enough to dig, to question, to think, the illusion will keep collapsing. So if this journey shattered something inside you, you do not do that unless you were not there.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $50 per month on home insurance, you're getting ripped off.
Were eyewitness accounts. They told you Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John followed Jesus, walked with him, listened to his teachings firsthand, and then faithfully wrote down everything he said and did. They told you these 4 books were the most reliable, sacred, divine records of the life of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. But what if I told you that none of that is true? What if I told you that the very foundation of the Christian faith is built on texts written decades after Jesus' death, by people who never met him, in a language he never spoke, and under names that were never theirs? This is not speculation. This is not conspiracy. This is documented, peer-reviewed, historically verified fact. And once you hear it all, you will never look at your Bible the same way again. Let us begin where most people never do, the actual names of the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Sounds solid, right? 4 names, 4 supposed apostles or close associates? But here is the part they never told you. Those names were not attached to the Gospels until almost a century after they were written. Yes, the Gospels were originally anonymous. The manuscripts do not say the Gospel according to Matthew or Luke or any name at all. That was added later by early church leaders trying to give these anonymous texts credibility. Why? Because an anonymous story cannot carry authority. A story told according to Matthew suddenly sounds like it came from a real apostle. But there is no evidence, none, that the people who wrote those texts were the actual disciples of Jesus. In fact, all the internal evidence suggests they were not. They describe events from a third-person perspective. They quote Hebrew scriptures using the Greek Septuagint, not the original Hebrew, something no first-century Galilean Jew would do. They write about Jewish customs as if explaining them to outsiders, to people unfamiliar with Jewish culture. That alone tells you something is wrong. If these were Jewish disciples of a Jewish rabbi, why are they explaining their own culture like outsiders? Because they were outsiders. Greek-speaking Christians from later generations, living in cities like Antioch, Corinth, or Ephesus. And then it gets worse. The earliest gospel we have is Mark, and even scholars who believe in God agree that Mark was written at least 40 years after Jesus died. 40 years. Imagine someone writing a biography of Martin Luther King Jr. today, in 2025, without ever meeting him, based entirely on stories passed down orally through communities already shaped by politics, trauma, and ideology. Would you trust every detail of that biography? And that is exactly what we are dealing with in the New Testament. And remember, Mark was just the beginning. Matthew and Luke were written later. And here is the kicker. Both copied large chunks of Mark word for word. That is not a theory. That is a proven, documented literary.
Now look, check this out. You got to, when they get deep, let me snarl down.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power. Not IT, not admin.
Not differences in perspective. These are contradictions in fact. And when facts contradict, one must be false. But it gets worse. What were Jesus' last words on the cross? In Matthew and Mark, he cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" In Luke, he says, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." In John, he calmly declares, "It is finished." These are radically different final moments. Was he despairing? Was he trusting? Was he triumphant? You cannot have all three. Someone is changing the script. Someone is shaping the narrative to fit a message. Matthew and Mark paint a suffering Messiah. Luke shows a trusting servant. John presents a divine victor. And if that is not proof of theological editing, what is? Thought-provoking moment. If even the final words of Jesus change depending on the author, how much else has been rewritten? The gospel writers were not historians. They were not even trying to be. They were theologians, preachers, and storytellers, writing decades later to specific communities with specific needs. Mark wrote to a persecuted church and emphasized suffering. Matthew wrote to a Jewish audience and tried to tie Jesus to every Old Testament prophecy, sometimes twisting the Hebrew to make it fit. Luke, likely writing for Gentiles, focused on inclusion and compassion. John, late to the game, presented Jesus as the eternal Logos, the cosmic Christ, far removed from the earthy preacher of Galilee. These are not biographies, these are sermons. These are propaganda tools for a growing movement, trying to survive, thrive, and dominate. If you doubt that, consider this. Jesus' own family fades in importance after the early Gospels. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is barely mentioned after Luke. His brothers and sisters disappear. Why? Because the church did not want Jesus to have too human a background. As time went on, the myth needed to grow. The man had to become a god. The preacher had to become a king. The rabbi had to become the redeemer. But it came at a cost, the truth. And still, we are only scratching the surface.
Now that you know the Gospels were written decades later by unknown authors who never met Jesus, and that they contradict each other in critical ways, it is time to show you how the story of Jesus was not just distorted, it was upgraded over time. The Jesus of Mark is not the same as the Jesus of John. In fact, if you read them back to back, it becomes clear that we are not looking at one man being remembered, but a character being rewritten, expanded, glorified. The earliest gospel, Mark, presents a very human Jesus. There is no virgin birth, no childhood stories. He is baptized by John, shows emotion, confusion, and even failure. He is misunderstood, rejected, and ends his story in silence and fear. In Mark, Jesus performs miracles but constantly tells people not to talk about them. Scholars call this the messianic secret. He heals, exercises, and preaches, but he does not openly declare himself the Son of God. In fact, in Mark, Jesus seems reluctant, even afraid at times. Compare that to the Gospel of John, the latest of the four, and it feels like a completely different universe. In John, Jesus is not just the Son of God, he is God. He calls himself the I Am. He performs long public speeches, declares his divine identity openly, and performs different miracles, including raising Lazarus, which is not mentioned in any of the earlier Gospels.
Now, check this out. Let's be real. If Jesus rose Lazarus from the dead, right? And you got people witnessing, cause check this out. Y'all remember? They said how many people used to come and see Jesus preach? By the thousands. So if he rose somebody up, those 1,000 people would, man, that message would have spread like wildfire, bro. Man, that shit would have spread all the way to Africa, Iran, all the way here to the United States. And you don't got to preach that. You don't, because you got witnesses. But ain't it funny that the only people that tell you that he did it is the Bible and preachers? Now I understand why they go to these certain verses and pick out these certain verses and be like, yeah, you know, pay your tithe. Because, you know, when Jesus told to go to the fish mouth and get the 10%, get the money out the fish mouth and give it to those Jews. Look, remind y'all when he went in the church. Y'all remember when he went in the tomb, in the temples? It wasn't no church then. There was temples, Masonic lodges. Because when I was reading the Bible, they was never temples. They were Masonic lodges, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to go live with y'all and show y'all this type of shit. Man, what that video with? Cause I got to put them all together. I got to put them all together for y'all. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me pick a good one now. Oh, you can listen to this. Here goes one, you know what I'm saying?
Likely did not die.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
likely did not die as a martyr, what other apostles?
Check this out.
Work today is broken.
Goddamn, man, he
We're all
goddamn
working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
This is Dr. Sean McDowell, and he spent the last 15 years trying to answer the question, how did each of the 12 apostles and Paul actually die?
Now y'all see it? Now one of them black. I remember in the Bible they were saying the 12 disciples would be Jesus' family member, his brother, his cousin, right? But in the other testament, it was just people that he just, you know what I'm saying, just personally picked. So which one it is? Now one of them black. But look what they look like. Look what they look like. All right.
No one has studied this topic more than him, so I went to Biola University to get this question answered for myself. This was personal to me because not only have the accounts of the apostles' martyrdom inspired billions of Christians to persevere through persecution for years, but I just published a 40-minute video based on the belief that the apostles.
Man, look, gang, I tell y'all what, when I go back live, go to this channel right here. Go to this channel right here. Once you go to this channel, go to this. Hold on, y'all. If you go to these and look at these, man, this shit finna change your whole mind. Cause don't y'all know, every war, don't you know that whole book, the Bible is based off of Israel? You ain't gonna have no stories about Africa, Ethiopia. It's just straight up Egypt, Jerusalem, Iran, and Afghanistan. And Europeans and Italy, bro. It's about the Jews. That's why Iran got a problem with the Jews, because in the beginning of the Genesis, Iran had control over the world because of the Adam and Eve story. That's where the Garden of Eden is Iran. But if you look at all the way down from the book of Genesis to the Old Testament, leading up to the New Testament, that's when Iran lost to the religions and Jesus took over because they made him the God. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you got all these wars going on now. All these wars going on. That's why when they taught us in school, it was like, yeah, y'all should go back to 400 years when y'all was enslaved and brought over here on boats and stuff. Man, we was already over here. Slavery ain't what you thought it was. Just that, man, look, out of 20 million people in the United States, probably you had 100,000 slaves. It was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like, you know, just that like if slavery was still going on, right? We could step outside our door and see motherfuckers in chain and all that. I believe all that shit was a lie. Because if you see slaves in these slave masters' house, they were human trafficked, brought over here on the boat. It was so many rich Africans over here. Shit. That's why we breed with the Indians. That's why we got Indian in our bloodline. Because don't you know, check this out. Don't you know where the Indians really came from? India, bro. In that region, Frank. Man, you can walk over here, bro. Hold on, let me show it to y'all. Let me see. Do I got it here? No, I ain't got it there. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Let me show y'all this right here. I'm gonna show y'all right now what I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, wait, hold on. Hold on right quick, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back, y'all. Oh no. Where I need to go? Hold on, let me go to Israel right quick. That's what I want. Check this out. If you look at the whole Bible story, all the wars, King David, King Solomon, you know what I'm saying, David and Goliath, Solomon and Gomorrah, it's all right up in her. It's all right up in her, right? So now look. Guess what you could do? Y'all want to walk? Just say, if I'm from Africa, right? This is how Africans spread it all over the world. You know, you can walk through her, you can walk through all this. You can walk through her, explore the land, because that's how Africa ended up in Rome, Italy, you know, and put their little statues up. Then you can walk to Russia, you know what I'm saying, China. Look, you come to China, right? If you go up here to the top of China and Russia, guess what you can do? Man, you can walk over her. You can walk over her. And when the winter time, when it freezes up, bam! Y'all remember, y'all used to watch Ice Road Truckers and all this? You can walk over her and guess what? Once you walk over her, you in Alaska. You in Alaska. I thought Alaska was an island, to be honest with you. But if you walk over her, you in Canada now. Come down here, boom. Look where you coming from. From the east side. Bam! That's why you got a lot of Indians and cowboy movies. That's why you got the Jews. Man, this shit's so crazy, bro. You can literally walk over her and walk down her. All the way to Mexico. All the way to Brazil. So the whole world is really connected, bro. All this land is still connected. It's just one big circle on a flat surface, bro, like a square. This the square. I'm gonna show y'all what Snoop Dogg said. Hold on, let me show y'all what Snoop Dogg said. I think it's in my life. Hold on, gang. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back, gang. All right. Snoop Dogg. Gotta go to my life video. Right here. Gotta go to my shorts. Oh man, I ain't even saved the John. I ain't even saved the John, goddammit. I ain't even saved the John, but I saved the rectangle John. Right here. Oh man, I ain't even say. I'm going to my history right quick. History, I need to go to my shorts. Shorts. Right here. Here we go.
You think the earth flat or round? I done went around this motherfucker a few times. I think this motherfucker's a rectangle.
Man, that man said that motherfucker rectangle, Jack. A rectangle. So when you heard in the Bible it said the four corners of the world, that means that motherfucker gotta be in a rectangle then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna put these little videos together, gang, so we can watch this shit about these 12 disciples, and watch how then I'm gonna show y'all when it comes to Freemasonry, I'm gonna make y'all look at it like, damn. It sounds like the Bible is Freemasonry, and we actually worshiping Freemasonry. Know what I'm saying? So it's somebody playing God in that Bible, and they want you to believe that's the Most High up there. But I can see why you got a lot of people sun worshiping. Cause the sun give life, bro. Right temperature, right sunlight make the plant grow. You can fertilize the fish, the breed, and the seed. You know what I'm saying? The sun control that shit. No sun, no light. But yeah, gang, I'm gonna get on up about this jump, man. Trey gang, look out, man. Y'all be cool and y'all be safe. And I'll be back later on, probably like 9, 10, you know what I'm talking about? Something like that in that frame. But yeah, we'll be back.